And we live. See, we get the notification on the phone. What's going on? People coming in. Make sure y'all share this joint out to whoever may, benefit from it. Give me 1 second. I'm trying some new things on this here live feed, so I already know some people they're gonna have their criticisms. Smitty, I see you. Have their criticisms on my because it's kinda I ordered this green screen, but I guess I thought it was gonna be bigger. It's supposed to connect to the end of the chair, but I didn't realize it'd be so I gotta get a bigger one. And I gotta get some lights. But I'm learning, you know what I mean? I'm learning. What do you want me to do? You know what I mean? I told you guys I was gonna slowly start to upgrade my YouTube channel. Start putting more energy and effort into it, not just content wise, but quality wise as well. So these are just small things. If I could get a sound check, how many people I got? 22 people in. Let me know how I sound. Am I low? Do I need to turn it up a little bit? I don't want to blow anybody's speakers out. So yeah. So let me know how I'm sounding. Okay. Just want to make sure. Let me see how this coming up on this side. Mm-hmm. Loud and clear. Okay. Word. Word. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So what I wanted to come up here and speak on, I'm kind of following up on some things that I kind of had already been talking about in regards to what's been going on with my business, um, and also want to just address some things in general. Okay, um, it's a tricky situation for me because a lot of other fleet owners that are on YouTube don't really give out a lot of I see you, Corey, detailed information on what's going on with their day-to-day fleet life. Just because they just don't want to put out their business like that. Because you do have a lot of haters and people who are aspiring against you. And at the same time, man, you just sometimes you just don't want people to know your business. You just don't want people to know what's going on with the thing that you're using to feed your family and hopefully change your life. So I do feel that way somewhat, but who I am and who I've been has always been being open and honest and being very transparent about my situation. So I don't mind and speaking on certain situations as long as my driver's privacy and their identifications are protected. And, I don't feel like I'm preventing them from doing anything. Then I feel like, I can kind of flirt with it a little bit. So that's what I'm going to try to do with my channel as I continue to grow as a fleet owner. That being said, I've seen a lot of different, a lot of mixed reviews about, I guess, how the whole quitting of my driver quitting and how it was handled and my requirements and it's just interesting to me, man, because you look at comments and you look at what people are saying and you look at how they're saying it. And if you are coming into trucking, right? There's 34 people in here. Out of the 34 people that's in here, if you're new to trucking, or if you're still new to the point where you're still looking to become a lease operator, owner operator, whatever, let me give you some free game, right? I ain't gonna charge you for it. You ain't gotta join nothing. Once you like as company drivers, it's very easy to establish who the better companies are. Okay, it's very simple. Who has the best benefits? Who pays the most? Who has the better quality trucks? Who has the better, who pulls the lightest freight? That's easy stuff to be able to say indefinitely. Like, yo, Walmart is one of the better trucking companies in the nation, in the world. Working for UPS is probably one of the better situations. You know what I mean? Any type of company position where you're making $100,000, you're home every day, or whatever all the other shit people be saying about these random jobs they be bringing up, and then we never hear from them again. All that shit they be saying about those jobs. It's easy to for people to just say this is something that you should do if you're a company driver. But when you cross over into business, the business side of it, it's just so much more, man. And I really, as I continue to grow, I'm just noticing that there are so many people who should not be running businesses. Matter of fact, let me rephrase. There's so many people that still don't even understand that they're running a business. Like the way that we turn these business decisions into personal, like emotional choices. It's crazy to me because for me, and looking at it from just strictly business, a lot of what people be saying don't make a lot of sense to me. Like, fam, like I don't want to hear about like like all the shit y'all be talking about. I don't want to hear about none of that. What the money look like? Is the business going to be profitable? Does it make sense on paper? Can I take this to Navy Federal Credit Union and show them, look, this is what I've been doing for 10 months, and they'll give me a loan? Can I take this to SunTrust? Can I take this to a lender? Can I take this to whoever and say, hey, man, this is what I've been doing for 3 years. I want to buy a house. And as long as I can do that, I don't care about the details. And what I see is that we get so caught up in the details of how people choose to make money with their businesses. And I really just don't understand it. Do you have a contract for your drivers with expectations on both sides? Currently working on that. That's one of the things that me and the wife sat down and said it's too many, even though unfortunately, Mob, you would hope that, and to be honest, I really, up until this point, besides that one driver, I really didn't need that. You know what I mean? And a lot of the other fleet owners that I've talked to, they kind of were saying the same things, where it's like, we just got lucky with the drivers that we have. We really don't need to have that paperwork because, they just real drive. Most drivers just want to drive the truck, make a lot of money, go home when they want to go home. And you know what I mean? It really ain't a lot of extra details that go into it. It just be the mall that's looking to get the most they can get without doing nothing that you got to do the paperwork for, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Like a good driver, man, let me tell you something. I can't get into the details, but my other two drivers, man, I would give those brothers anything at this point. Those brothers could call my phone, and this third driver that I didn't hire, I'm sure we're going to get to that point as well. But, the other two, they could pretty much call me at this point and say, hey, yo, I need to take this off, or I need this, I need that. And without hesitation, I'm probably going to do it for them. Why? Because we have established a relationship. They have shown me their work ethic. I've shown them my organization. It's a natural fit, and it really ain't no need for no extra. And that's the way I was hoping that I could have with all of my drivers. But what's funny is that LaShawn told me, you got to give credit where credit is due. LaShawn did tell me that is easy to do with 1 truck, 2 truck, 3 trucks. But when you start trying to venture into 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it just gets harder and harder to have that type of relationship with all your drivers. Well, let me read some of these comments. Boss talk is good, but it's all about balance. You push as much as the employees will accept. That's all I want to ask, because I got a prior situation. Believe me, you don't need it till you need it. That situation, you definitely need it. That's a fact. Owner ops, the way to go. What up, Be Smooth? Time to shine. You already know the vibes. Truckers are a dime a dozen. Seem like your driver quit. Now is getting emotional with me for saying you shouldn't paid him. Hey man, I don't know, man. I paid him because I don't know. I was just like, whatever. It was already processed. He timed it perfectly, is what he did, because I get paid on Fridays, and that's when I process payroll. My payroll has to be processed by Friday afternoon for them to receive it that following Tuesday. So when you quit Monday, afternoon or Monday early morning, late morning, it's already, you know what I mean? I would have to have gone, I guess for me, the process to have voided it out would have been too great. I was like, I'm not finna go through all that. Get a man his money, it's cool, whatever. I got the truck, you know what I mean? So some people probably would have did it. I won't want to do that. What I say, Mike? What's going on, Michael? I see you. I watched homie's video. He was being a whiner. Jay probably good. He's not working with you anymore. To be honest, he doesn't seem like a good worker. Without a contract, he doesn't have a leg to stand on. Without a mutual agreement, it's basically anything goes with that sort of thing. I'm seeing that, Mob. I'm definitely seeing it. A bare minimum worker, the type who likes to bring the truck to the shop and wait around. Yeah. Did you brush your teeth today? No slimy lips today. That's a troll. That's funny. Well, he wanted me to watch rounds. I told him to do and that's just a medical emergency. Dub. Family. Yeah. Hold up. Sunshine J. What that mean, Sunshine J? What I miss? I don't know what that mean. But anyways, I'm off subject already. So all I'm saying is, anybody who's looking to lease a truck, buy a truck, do anything business-wise, you have to understand, man, you have to decide how you want to do your business. And you have to stand on it. There's no other way. It's just not. You can be, the simplest way I can put it, for those who know me best and been watching me, you can be a company hopper and you can be all that inconsistent stuff. You can do that and make it as a company driver. You can. You may not live the best life, but you'll be okay. You cannot do that on the business side. Just can't. You just can't. You can't just, you going from carrier to carrier to carrier to carrier, or truck to truck to truck to truck, or what I mean? It just won't look right for your business, man. You know what I mean? I'll never tell anybody to have a certain level of loyalty to a company as a company driver. But once you establish an LLC or a S corp or whatever that's yours, you got to be loyal to yourself. And really, that's what this is for me, for VL. it's not so much, yeah, you could say it's being loyal to VL, but mainly it's being loyal to myself. It's my business. All my money is being made with Holland Logistics LLC. You know what I mean? The only really money that VL is paying me is the referral money. Everything else I'm earning on my own. So it's not like no handout that they giving me. I'm grinding for that. Like running 3 trucks is not an easy task by no means of no shape of the imagination. You know what I mean? So I really want people to understand, man, when you make this leap and you call yourself a business owner, truly understand that it's so much more than just making money. It's so much more than just, oh, I'm in control now. Because a lot of people don't know what they would do if they was in control. A lot of people ain't meant to be in control. Some people are meant to have somebody there to guide them and show them. And then, you know what I mean? That's maybe where you are in your life. Maybe you're not ready to take the keys yet, you know what I'm saying, the driving wheel. Maybe you need to sit in the passenger seat and just watch for right now. Because it's rough out here, man. Everybody, let me tell you something. Everybody can get out here and do this shit and make it look good. And everybody can survive while it's good, but everybody cannot survive when it's bad, man. Just like that, you be upside down. You could have $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 in your bank account, and just like that, you upside down. Now you're down to 3 bands, and you behind 2 truck payments, and you still got to do this, you got to do that. It's so many things that can go wrong with this. And then if you start doubting yourself, and then you have people like, people that's in the comments that'll say, oh, well, you should have never did this anyways, or you should do that. Or I would never pull freight for 80%. I would never have a dispatcher. Oh, your truck payment is $499. I wouldn't pay more than $200 a month. Or, you're using their fuel card. I would use Bitcoin to pay for my diesel. Like, they'll start saying all kinds of crazy shit. And if you're not confident in what you're doing, you're going to start listening to that shit. And then you're going to start grasping onto this, you know what I mean? Because you got to understand how good is information that is said to you in passing. Like, for real. Like some of the stuff that people be saying to you in passing, or some of the stuff I'll see up here on this YouTube shit that people will just say. They'll just say it just to say it. But if you'll be surprised how many times somebody will say something crazy to me in my comments, business-wise, and I'll reply back. Because I want to go in detail to this conversation. Okay, what you talking about, bro? Why is it that if I do this, I'm going to fail? And they'll never say nothing. I promise you. You start checking these people, and you start really trying to have intellectual conversations with them, and you start questioning, hey, bro, why is it that if I lease a truck, I'm just automatically going to fail? Why is it that if I do this, I'm going to, you know what I mean? Why do I need to use Bitcoin for the diesel? Why is it that, I don't need to do super singles or don't do recaps or delete my DEF? Why is this? And a lot of these cats won't even take the time to talk to you. But guess what? The minute you come up there and you say something they don't like, they'll throw their little hateful comment in there and be like, see, this was wrong with the industry now. Cats want to do this versus doing that. Well, what do we need to do? It's all this criticism that goes around in this industry. But I don't ever see no information no more. What happened to the trucking information? That's what I want to know. Because all I see is criticism. And see, for me, it don't bother me because I'm established. I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I'm on this ship till it sink. And I got a path, some other things going on. But for somebody with a year, 2 years experience, 3 years experience, who may be trying to learn or maybe trying to get their foot in the door, this shit can be confusing. It can be real intimidating, man. You know what I mean? So it's just like, y'all, you just be careful, man. That's all I'm saying. That's why I try to go in. That's why I say I try to be vulnerable. I try to be transparent in what I do, why I do it, the thought process that go into it, everything from top to bottom. More because not every, how was it? Everyone gonna do the whole back and forth to prove this, prove that, and the paperwork. That makes sure this YouTube is a extra stress for sure. I done missed hella comments. What I say? Oh, okay. I was breezing through the car. Yeah, I see everybody talking about my messed up green screen. Hey, look, I already know it's gonna be some shots thrown. Some people gonna be talking shit. Hey, it's all good, bro. Again, man, I don't, my YouTube is what it is, man. You know what I mean? I'm comfortable with my YouTube, and I'm comfortable with uh how my channel is. So, YouTube ain't life for me. So, if my shit look half-assed and hey man, you see that truck though? Hold on. You see that truck though? That truck look good in that picture. No, we gonna get it right. Give me a couple more times, man. We gonna get it right, man. We just messing around with it. We just messing around with it. Let me see. Come on now. I seen that. I just know 3 fleet owners who stopped because they made more going back driving. They made more driving than they was. I mean, I guess it depends on your situation. I thought about going back on the truck. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know though. Like I'm kind of working on my health right now. That's really my main priority right now. And I'm actually been getting some progress with it of late. So I kind of don't want to mess up uh that consistency that I've been doing with that. So I don't know, man. Like I really don't have to get on the truck at this point. Well, obviously, but the thought has crossed my mind a couple times. I thought about doing Uber. Because at this point, it's just sitting in the house a lot more than I have. I ain't been on a truck since March. What is it, July? I'm gonna say August. So you're talking about what, 6 months? So we'll see what happens. My truck still has its DL system with no issues because I don't idle the truck. Most drivers seem to find that hard to do. Even with it do be hard because that APU be trash, be smooth. I know mine is. You one of the realest dudes on YouTube. I appreciate that, man. Damn, Joe, I've been trying to tap in with you about info so much, but it gets nowhere. But I understand you busy, but I still need that. What you need help with, West Coast King? My bad, man. My Instagram and my Instagram be overwhelming sometimes, but I be trying, man. I know. Take that prime truck and it did. Nah, Mob. A few people trying to buy it. Bro said your green screen came from Advanced Auto Part. It did, and that's funny. And I ain't paid for it either. You know what I mean? I stack my little YouTube checks. So I ain't really, y'all paid for this, really. Thanks. Appreciate y'all. Take care of your health, bro. 100% shit I got. One driver, and it's stressful. Hey, Tom, I'm trying to tell you, bro, it's different, man. It's definitely different. It's at the same time, like you gotta understand it. If I'm keeping it a buck with y'all, if I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all, as great as working from home and really only having to work like 4 hours a day, if that some days, as great as that is on the good days, the flip side of it, the stress of just shit going wrong. Like I think the worst scenario of shit that I've happened so far was I had a driver. I think it was Wednesday. It was the week of my grandfather's funeral. One truck, the guy was losing voltage, and sudden I don't know, was telling me it's the alternator, whatever. The driver got the batteries changed, got all the batteries changed. I said, okay, cool. Got that done. The next day, it still was draining. Of course, it was the alternator. So the driver broke down like 2 days in a row on his way to home time. So that whole week and a half was going to be an L anyways. Then my other driver, which I think this happened, that was what day was that? Oh, that was the day of my grandfather's funeral. He broke down on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. And he actually had to sit overnight because only special people can go and work on trucks on the turnpike. Sat overnight. That load got pushed back just for the mechanic to tell him he had to get towed and he had to get a radiator done. I think in those like 3 days, I spent like $15,000. That shit was crazy, man. That shit was fucking. They ain't gonna lie. Like that was the time where I was just like, man, you know what? Is this really worth it? Like, I never stressed this much when I was on the truck. Only thing I stressed about when I was on the truck, I missed my family. But this shit here, hey, bro, let me tell you something. This shit right here will have you thinking that, I don't know, man, like, shit can go so wrong. You just feel like you just doomed the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like times, and let me tell you something. Let me give you some friendly advice. In situations like that, do not get on the internet. If you're a YouTuber, don't come up here looking for no advice because you're gonna be in a very sensitive stage. You just gotta, if you have somebody that you can confide in, one person, cool. If not, you just gotta kind of just separate yourself from everything, man, and give yourself time to process and just take in everything that's happening. That's very important, as not really just as a business owner, just as a man in life. You got to have somewhere, I don't know if it's a bathroom, a garage. You got to have somewhere where you can go and just process shit sometime. And I had to learn that these last 2 months, man, with everything with my granddad and everything. Like, it was a lot of times where I just had to just sit still and just pray and process. You know what I'm saying? Because it can be very overwhelming, man. And then again, like I say, if you ain't solid in your foundation or you ain't solid mentally, and then you get up here or on Facebook and then you got 50, Jeff Bezos ass owner operator niggas that want to tell you how to run your business when they ain't doing no better than you. That shit, it can weigh on you, man. It can be heavy. Make no mistake, that shit can be heavy. You know what I'm talking about? So let me catch up on these comments. Wayne, I see you. Oh no, but I know it's a guy making money in trucking, doesn't have trucks. I'm trying to tap into a whole different direction. I was too, Mob. I was too once everything happened. At least the newer truck VL got, they do have warranty. Okay, so you ain't doing too bad. Trucking is the worst business. You're fully dependent on trucks for profit. I mean, but how is that bad though? Let me pull this up. I'm behind on the comments, but it says trucking is the worst business. You are fully dependent on trucks for profit. I mean, yeah. How is that bad though? To me, trucking is some of the easiest money. Make no mistake. Yeah, it's stressful, but this shit, man, what? Bro, I'm 30 years old, no college degree, no special skills. Maybe I could speak well. Like, huh? And I work from the crib, bro. I'm living the life of somebody with a doctor's degree. Like, honestly. Now, it may be short-lived, knock on wood. About 2 years from now, I might be back in the truck. Who the fuck knows? But guess what? At some point in time, I'll be like, hey, I live like a G. Nah, but I disagree with this train to be a freak, respectfully, of course. I think trucking is, I wouldn't say the worst business. That might be the worst choice. Jay, didn't you say you're a freight broker now? This is what I was talking about here. I was supposed to be a freight agent. Let me tell you guys what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened with the freight agent, and then I'm gonna open up the link, let people come in here for those who want to come in here. I'm not gonna say with who, because it still may be a possibility that that may happen again in the future. But basically, what happened was when I first came home, I had the idea that I was going to be able to be a CDL instructor. I was going to do the freight agent that I did get trained for. Shout out to my man Great Sage, trained me beautifully. And I was going to start with a well known uh, brokerage. Well, what ended up happening was the whole situation when my grandfather started, where he got admitted, because my grandfather got admitted into the hospital like a month before he actually died. So that whole situation started. Plus, at the time, I was still really getting in the swing of running 3 trucks. You know what I mean? Because I didn't start running 3 trucks until March. Up until then, it was just me and the 1 truck, and then I went and got the other truck. So I made a decision, and I reached out to the guy, and I said, "Look, man, I got way too much respect for your business and you as a person to not be able to give you 110% to this brokerage." And when I looked at everything that I was trying to do, I was honestly trying to do too much, and I would have overwhelmed myself, and I would have underperformed everywhere. Everywhere, my business would have struggled. I would have struggled with the freight agent shit because I just wouldn't have been putting in the energy, time, and the mental, everything that goes into being successful in that. You know what I mean? And so I told him I couldn't do it at that time. And so that's what happened with that. That's what happened with that. But let me where can I invite? I'm gonna post a link. Anybody want to come in? Boom. There you go. Let me go back, caught on these comments. Doing a good job, Jay. Appreciate that, Reggie. What business is not dependent on something? That's what I want. Had to buy a turn, signal switch like a whole level, most random parts, and need only one spot in Maryland. Had it. Damn, Corey. Manage the stress, meditation, deep breathing, yoga, those relaxation massage spots. Yeah, we found a nice little massage spot by the crib that I be going to. What's going on, J. Chris? Trucking is better than college. A degree is worthless in this area. I hear that. Selling drugs is the worst business. Facts. Whatever. Oh, there go Mark. What up, Mark?
And somebody says selling drugs is the worst business. Wow. But now I want to ask you a few questions, man. That's why I kind of reached out to you. I seen that last video or whatever, and I kind of figured you didn't have a contract with them, but you need to kind of have that established, because when you're dealing with drivers, man, you got to understand, when you hiring these drivers, you're not hiring them as employees. You're hiring them as an independent contractor for their services.
Right.
Okay. So when you're hiring these drivers, of course, VL is going to have their list of obligations, their rules, their expectations, so on and so forth. You got to have that same method in place, because let's say for instance, right? If your driver go to a truck stop, right, and those little yellow poles that be at the front pump, if he hits that pole and tear your bumper off, who's responsible?
If the driver, if my driver,
say if your driver hits anything and rips the bumper off, who's responsible?
Oh, it's coming out of his check.
All right. What agreement do you have in place for that?
That's what I'm saying. I don't. That's what I'm saying. I have to get one though.
You got to get it.
Yeah.
You have to get it, man. You have to get it, because legally, you could take his money back, but he could actually sue you for that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no agreement. There's nothing in black and white. You can have a verbal agreement, Let's just
Right.
be honest. Nothing but hearsay stuff when you get into the courtroom with it. You see what
Right.
I'm
But
saying?
see, the crazy thing is, that's why I was saying I guess it depends on the driver, because I've actually had a situation like that with one of my drivers where he failed a DOT inspection. And with VL, if you fail an inspection, it's a $500 fine. Well, we split the
What
cost on.
what was the violation, if you don't mind me asking?
I can't think off the top. I can't remember if it was either a headlight or a tire. I can't
A
remember.
headlight or a tire?
I
All
can't
right.
remember.
Even if it's one or the other, that's something that could be solved with a simple pre-trip.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And
But we
even
split that
with
though. We split that cost. I told him, I said, look, I ain't tripping. I mean, it is what it is. Because my thing to my drivers is no driver that has worked or works for Holland Logistics can ever say that the minute something is wrong with a truck, that it won't get fixed. So my thing to them is, look, if you get caught out there with something, you can't say that it's because I didn't get the truck fixed. Because the minute I'm told of something wrong with the truck, all right, what's up? We routing to the shop. Is it on the way? Unless it's something that can wait a day or two for a 34, we get, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like a preset, I guess. But that again, that's all verbal though. So
okay, yep. You gotta have it in black and white because you also have to establish detention time, breakdown time. You also have to establish
oh
what
no, ain't none.
happened.
That's why they get paid. That's why they getting paid when they getting paid.
All right, you gotta establish that. You see what I'm saying? That way, there's no confusion down the line.
Right.
Now, you also gotta have an agreement about what happens if you guys terminate your contract, as in him quitting, as in you firing him. Where does the truck go at? You see what I'm saying? If the truck doesn't be there, what are the repercussions behind it? Because the
Right.
individual that did what he did, even though that was abandoning the truck. I mean, I don't care how he looks at it, or how you may look at it, that's what it was, because it wasn't the place where you felt it was comfortable at.
Right.
Even if you was to withhold his earnings for that, there's nothing in black and white, there's nothing notarized, there's nothing to say that y'all two agreed if this type of situation was to happen, this would be the end result of it.
Right. I see what you're saying.
Because even with, like, you've been in a lot of companies, I'm pretty sure when you sign those agreements, those contracts during orientation, it had that in black and white.
Well, no, actually, I've worked for one, two. I've worked for three different 1099 positions. One out of the port. No, actually, I worked for like four. I worked two out of the port, three out of the port. Damn, I worked for a lot of jobs. I had HUD, Brian, and then I had that nigga with the butane, but we started in the port. And then I
Okay.
had the guy that I did, I think I was 2018 when I was over the road 1099. And all the paperwork that I signed was with
All
those
right.
carriers.
All right. All right. That's a difference because if you're a 1099, all right,
Mm-hmm.
you're not an employee of that company, because when you work for that company, the person, that truck that you're in, is paying you, not that company.
Right. But you're talking about in the way that you're speaking, that me as the guy that's hiring the 1099 driver, you speaking on a contract between me and the
You and
driver. What I'm
them.
saying is all of the previous situations where I've been in the same situation where I was just the driver instead of the owner. I never seen that. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Like if I would
And
have
that and
seen
that
it in one of those situations, then I probably would have done it on my
all
own.
right.
But
All right. Now let me ask you this. What about Swift?
yeah, but I mean, I was
Okay.
lease out with Swift.
All right. What about, damn, whatever the company you fucking worked at? What about you were for any other W-2 company? Did he have that?
W-2, it was, yeah, with the company, yeah.
All right. Now, when you're talking about how it wasn't the same way with the ports and butane and stuff like that, that's how you was able. And I don't want to. Is that video still up? What happened to the guy with the butane thing?
Mm-hmm.
How you quit? All right. So when you did what you did,
I got all my
that
money.
was quote unquote abandonment, and damn near still in the truck. You see what I'm saying? Because there was no agreement. If it was an agreement in place between you and that owner, that would have never happened, because you would have understood that if I would have done this, there would have been a repercussion for it. You see what I'm saying?
But see,
When you
that's
try
the
to
thing.
compare,
The crazy thing with that was though, was in my opinion, I never felt like I abandoned that. My shit was still on that truck. But you know what I'm saying?
it doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter how the owner of that truck feel. Because let me put it this way: what if I drove for you and did that?
If
You
you
would have
did
been,
what, drove the truck home?
yeah, without you even. Well, I don't know about the whole circumstance, but what if I would have took that truck somewhere where you didn't approve it?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I can see that.
And it's like, and I'm only giving you information that probably benefits you. I'm not gonna sit here and try to tell you something that's gonna do you
For
something
sure.
wrong. You see what I'm saying? But when you try to compare what happened with these established companies, these W-2 carriers, even these lease operator or not, these are established people. They know what's going on.
Right.
Versus a port job. Don't be honest with you. A lot of these 1099 port jobs, bro, they're pretty much, I ain't want to sit here and say winging it, but they don't have these things in place because I don't know, I guess it's an afterthought for them, but they should have that same things in place. Because
Right.
like,
Because I'm about to say,
what
based off what you telling me, there's a lot of fleet owners out here that's winging it. Because a
it is
lot,
winging it.
yeah. Because that's not even like you telling me to have this contract and all that drawn. I don't know anybody as a fleet owner 1099, and I know a lot of them that's doing
Yeah.
that. You know what I
So
mean? The
LaShawn
only
not
one
doing
that
it.
I've ever heard, if I remember correctly, is D-Raj.
All right. D-Rod doing it smart. Is LaShawn doing it?
I don't know. I cannot
I'm
answer that. I
I'm
cannot
pretty
answer that
sure
off the top.
I'm pretty sure if LaShawn didn't start doing it, I bet you he's doing it now.
Yeah, with as many trucks as you have, I would highly, yeah, probably with
It,
that
it
many
doesn't even
trucks,
it
you would
doesn't
have
even
to.
matter. It doesn't even matter how you can just have one show. You got to have that agreement in place, because you got to understand you're not you're hiring somebody as an independent contractor. Just like it's like, say for instance, you hire somebody to redo your deck, your patio in your backyard, your house, right?
Mm.
And there's no sort of renting agreement, nothing in place. All right, that man go out there and do the hell he want to do, and what you gonna do about it? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You
How
gotta
you
you
doing,
gotta
Miss
have the.
Lady?
Who is that? Oh, what's up?
That's I know from high school. What's going on?
Good evening, fellas. Hey, Jay, what's happening?
Oh my God! Don't come up here cutting up, man.
No. I'm not gonna cut up. I just wanted to provide you with some actionable advice. What the brother is mentioning is absolutely true, but at this point, I own a six-figure company and I
Mm.
have 5 employees. So the one thing
You
that
had to come flex on me right
Hold on,
quick.
hold on,
no,
hold
no,
on,
no,
God,
no, no,
hold
no.
on.
I'm
Excuse me,
providing
man.
I'm providing my credentials as to the advice I'm about to give you right now. Okay.
okay, for sure.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay, so as somebody who manages employees, and by trade, I'm a business coach, right?
Mm.
So the one thing that I always mention to other 6 and 7 figure earners is that when you set up any kind of business, because hubby, he's trucking and he's
Oh
working on
yeah,
building his, he's in VL, so thank you
yeah,
for that.
yeah, yeah. I put them on. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So ultimately, what needs to go down is that you, with the kind,
Oh shit.
can
Come
you hear
on,
me?
Jay.
My bad. My
Oh
bad. That's
My
my bad. That's
bad.
my bad. That's my bad.
Oh, okay, okay. With the agreement, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Am I good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good. Go ahead. You got the flow.
Okay. What I was mentioning was is that when you hire any kind of employees, when I hired all of my employees before they start day one, before they start training, before they get their resources, their job standard operating procedures, as it were, they have to sign an employee agreement. That employee agreement, I'm gonna hit you with some hot sauce real quick. What you can use for that employee agreement is an application known as PandaDoc, PandaDoc. Okay. It's very interactive. You set all of your terms, okay? And before they can actually start working for you, they have to sign it, okay? They sign it, you sign it. You have outlining terms of what happens if, a truck is abandoned, what happens in any kind of scenario that either one of you would find yourself in if that if that trucker is out on the road and something were to happen. You see what I'm saying? So when you have those parameters
Right.
out there, can y'all hear me or am
Yeah,
I
yeah, no,
going
you
out?
Yeah,
good,
you
you
good.
good,
You
you good.
good. You
You good
good.
the whole
Okay,
time.
okay. When you have those parameters established, they already know. Like right off rip, if this were to happen, I already know what's about to happen. You're
Yep.
eliminating, just like you mentioned a little bit earlier, you're completely eliminating feelings. That enables me to completely empower my employees to do their very best work. I can be the nice person, I can be super sweet because they already know. They already signed the agreement that said if you're late, your first warning is verbal warning. The second time that you're late, it's a written warning. The third time that you're late,
Yep.
you're leaving without pay for 3 days. You already signed the
Yep.
agreement. You know what's up. At that
Right.
point, I provide you with the screenshot, okay, of the stipulation that you signed off on, okay, and I
Yep.
let you know. Listen, you're late. This is your verbal warning. I don't have to be mean. I don't have to be a bitch because you already signed it. You
Yeah,
already agreed to it. You see what I'm
for
saying?
sure. Yeah.
It,
So
it
ultimately,
outlines all the expectations on both sides, so there's no confusion.
right,
Okay.
right.
Yeah, I might have to look into that. Because it's like you kind of, I guess, like when I first started it, it was just I was so concerned with just having a body in the truck. Mob, sometimes it's hard to find a driver. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it
good help
is.
is just hard to find. So I guess I was so worried about that aspect of it that I just kind of bypassed. I said I figured it out, not so much figured it out later, but just figured it out later. So
Well, we gotta look at it, man. When it comes to drivers, and it's not even just in trucking, but just in business in general. When you're looking for employees, you gotta always understand those employees has a better opportunity somewhere else.
right,
You see what I'm saying?
I have something to
right.
say to that.
So
I completely agree. I'm sorry. I'll let you finish and then I'll chime in.
no man, no man. I see boss lady right here, man. I ain't doing something wrong today. But nah, I understand you try to put a body in the seat or whatever. But at the same time, man, you always got to understand that when you do find a driver, that driver is going to always have other opportunities available to him, especially somebody with hazmat, tanker, twit card, triples and doubles, so on and so forth. So when it comes down to finding a driver, it's just going to be like anything else. Like a driver are a dime a dozen, companies are a dime a dozen. There's always going to be somebody offering better on
Right.
both sides of the field. So when you think like that, you just gotta plan that in your business structure to, hey, what happens if I can't find a driver for 3 months? What happens if I can't find a driver for 4 months? So on and so forth. Because even
Right.
if you have a truck sitting for a week, you're gonna still owe whatever payment or obligation you gotta have for that truck. But you still don't want to put yourself out there like, well, oh man, this stuff is coming at me left and right. It's not stopping. Let me just put somebody in there. And it's like I have
Right.
no agreement. I have nothing in place. And for all you know, man, that man might get his first load and roll that truck over.
Yeah. Yeah. You never know. You know what I mean? With some of these guys drive, man, these safety reports I be getting, like, God, dog.
You
So
know.
I guess it's just, I don't know. I guess that's the
Now,
the
now I
gamble,
want to
I
ask you,
guess.
now I want to ask you one more. Well, it's all a gamble. It's trucking. I'm
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
but let me ask you one more question, because you said something in the last video that kind of had me had question marks. When you pay your drivers, and you say you show them the settlement first, something like that. Would you how you pay your drivers?
They get paid through their banks, through my payroll, through my bank. But then the day of actual payday, I send them the actual paper settlement that breaks down exactly why they're getting paid, what they're getting paid. So my
Okay.
bank sends them the money, but they don't send them an actual. They could, but I just had already started doing my own settlement. So I send them the actual
Is it is
settlement.
it is it always the same time,
It's the same day, but not the same
the
time.
same day? All right, that's something else you gotta fix also, because let's be honest. Let's just say you're working at Swift, right? And it's 4 p.m. and you didn't get your money in your account.
Well, it's
You're gonna
not.
be tripping, right?
It's not the afternoon. I would say it's between 8 a.m. and noon. always on
8 a.m. and
Tuesdays.
noon.
Yeah,
Okay. And answer this question: what happens if paperwork's missing for that week?
paperwork don't be missing. Like, what do you mean?
All right, when the payroll is from Monday to Sunday, something like that. When the payroll
It's
starts at
it's
VL.
it really is Tuesday to Tuesday. Ends Tuesday noon at Central Time.
All right, what happens if that driver drops off a load Monday and let's say he's on a tight schedule or whatever? He picks up another load Tuesday morning and he forgets to send the paperwork in for Monday.
Well,
Well,
he
that's
ain't
something.
gonna get paid until that paperwork is received. Because the
Okay.
way it happens is the paperwork as soon as you as soon as you deliver your load, you're scanning your bill of lading, you're sending it to VL's accounting. So if they don't get that scanned in by Tuesday at noon, it won't be paid out to me that next pay period. So if I don't get it, you won't get it. So when you call me
Okay.
wondering why your check is short $500, I'm gonna go pull up my pay settlement, and then I'm gonna go pull up my Life 360, and I'm gonna pull up where you was at. I'm gonna pull up my email, and I'm gonna email accounting. They gonna send me their paperwork, and I'm gonna have
Mhm.
3 different things of evidence to show you, hey man, you didn't send this in, you delivered it. We see your logs. We see this is where you was at Monday or Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. But for whatever reason, you didn't decide to send this in, so it'll be on your next check. I've had that
Yeah.
happen multiple times.
Yeah, that's another reason for that agreement, so that all that can be established also.
But see, for me, I guess maybe this makes me stupid. I just assume that to be like common sense for drivers. You know what I mean? And what I'm learning is you got to treat some drivers like kids. Honestly,
It,
like you
it,
got to
it's,
really
it's it's
spell
not
it out
even
for them.
it's not even that, man. Because say if you have a driver that's been with TMC for 5 years, right, and then
Mm,
he works his way over to VL, it's two different systems.
for sure.
He might still be stuck on the TMC way. TMC, and I'm not saying this 'cause I don't know how TMC runs this
Right.
stuff, but
I know what you're
TMC could,
saying though.
yeah,
It's
they
culture
could just be
shock.
like, just deliver the load. They don't even. It's kind of like real relaxed versus
Right.
how it is over there. It's like, look, you deliver it, send it, transflow or whatever, how y'all do your paperwork. It's just sometimes people just get in the habit of how they were doing things where they was at previously, or how the other two companies done it, but you do things a little bit different. So now that's where that confusion may come in. Or we're all human. People make mistakes.
Right.
People forget. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. True. True.
I
Woo.
have a question. When you send out your pay stubs, my biggest thing is automation. That's my biggest thing, is freeing up more of your time. And at this point, as a business owner, you're at that point where it's time for you to start to delegate some of those tasks and to organize how you delegate. Because right now you're delegating through your drivers. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So with you organizing the way that you delegate, whenever you send them their the settlements, please tell me that you're not showing them how much you make.
Absolutely. Oh, hell
Okay,
yeah.
thank God.
Oh,
Woo, Lord Jesus.
I wasn't
Okay.
ready to keep no job. They're like, wait, you
I was
making
about to say, they're
what?
like, what in the hell is going on here?
And but
Okay.
what's so funny? It's funny you asked that because that's another. I won't call it an issue because I never want to be the guy that's holding anybody back. But I'm actually going through that with one of my drivers now, where he wants to go and become an owner operator next month. So that's another thing. You know what I mean? Like, you try to offer. Like, it's funny because me and Calvin, Ma, we talked about. I want to say like 2 months ago, and he said it, man. Everybody want to be an owner operator. Don't nobody
Yep.
want to be a company driver no more. Everybody
But
want to
even
own something. That shit crazy.
listen,
But
in a world of abundance, your focus, if you have enough drivers right now, when the time comes for you to start hiring to replace those folks, you see what I'm saying, who are looking to go out there and spread their wings, so to speak,
right,
we're in a world of abundance. Quite literally, there are more people. So with what I do, right? I have a very robust applications process for people to go through to even work with me or be in my program. Okay.
right,
Now, this is like it's kind of like a 3 point application process. And even with people that I was looking for to hire, they had assignments that they had to do which essentially worked to be the equivalent of exactly what their day-to-day job would look like. And the best of the best is the one who got the position. You see what I'm saying?
Mm,
So the trick behind that is to focus on the ones who are going to make the biggest difference to your bottom line. It's like it's a complete mindset shift when your focus is on the people who matter to what you need them to matter to. If that does that make
right.
sense? So
Yeah, I see
like
what you're
Hmm.
saying.
so for example, the more people that you have at the top, like I can almost guarantee you've never paid for advertising when you actually ran a job application.
No, I have
You have.
on Facebook, Indeed, Craigslist, all them
So how many
charge now.
so how many applications did you get when you initially started that process?
Man, maybe when I first posted it on,
You post something on Craigslist, man, you might get a job application for a welder on there.
man, Craigslist, I'll probably say about 5 to 10. Facebook, it kind of was like a lot of people looked at it, but not really people. A lot of my applications come from YouTube. Like,
I want you to think from a business owner perspective. What I'm asking you for is analytics. What is the number of people who actually applied? Not the number of people who saw it, not the number of people who were interested. What's the number of people who actually applied as a result of the efforts that you put forth?
as far as what I paid, probably about 10 to 15
10 to 15.
between. Yeah,
And you paid what, less than 100?
yeah, because I think Craigslist like 26, Indeed was like 20 something.
Hmm.
Facebook, it fluctuated. If you wanted to reach a certain amount of people, you pay a certain amount of money. So yeah, it was less than on it.
In order to find the people, because listen, people pay $13,000 to work with me, okay, and
Yeah,
that means that I'm sifting through a lot of people who are interested but ain't got no damn money, okay.
yeah,
I'm
that's
sifting
what
through a
you're
lot
saying.
of people who may have the money to invest but they not be the best fit for me. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
There's
right.
all kinds of people who are not gonna fit within that mold. So my focus for you, okay, all right, Mr. J, my
I'm
focus for
listening.
you is that as you are out here and you're building your business and you're running your advertisements to start to hire people, you have to make the hiring process, at least from the very beginning, very rigorous, because the more people have to go through at the beginning, the easier it's going to be, or the clearer it's going to be that they're the best fit for you and your company, the further along they move along in that application process.
I see
Okay.
what you're saying.
So I know, like when I had really and truly, or what it boils down to is you need more people at the top of that funnel, at the top of that interest pool, to get you to the number one stunner, so to speak. Okay.
Right,
So
right.
so I know when I hired, because I have three positions in my company, right? I have, well, of course, I do the majority of the recruiting because people have to see my face. People and that's partially the reason why people are so invested in you and your brand, is that they see you, they know you, they like you, they trust you based upon
Right,
the information that you send out, right?
right.
So when you show your face, that's building that relationship and people want to know what's going on. With the driver positions that you have going on, you say, I have one slot open or two slots open. You have to have concrete goals in terms of how many targeted qualified applicants you need to be able to narrow down and sift through who that number one person is going to be at the end of the day. I know when I started hiring folks, I think this last hire I hired for a social media manager, and
Mm,
there were about 45 to 50 applicants. Okay. 45 to 50 applicants. And with those 45 to 50 applicants, about 15 of them qualified based upon what I was looking for. Okay.
right,
Out of the people who qualified, I invited them to apply, and about 10 of them applied. About seven of them ultimately actually had an interview, and one of them was the one that blew it out of the water, that had an assignment to actually do what we do on a regular basis as far as our social media is concerned. She
mm,
is freaking killing it. She is freaking
wow,
killing it. And I absolutely love it. I love my entire team, but that's the reason why is because they all went through that rigorous process to ultimately be on my team. So we're in a
right.
world of abundance. There's quite literally millions of people who are interested in trucking. Millions. Okay.
Right.
So don't get caught up on everybody wants to do this and everybody wants to do that. That's not your focus. Your focus is on the perfect person who's going to be driving your truck. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect
It's a complete mindset shift. And when you focus on that, it freaking changes everything. It really does. All right, that's my
Hey,
2
look,
cents.
do you have like a mentoring course for business that you offer? Because I see a lot of people in the comments look like they definitely interested in that. You got like a link I could put
Absolutely.
in here?
Well, here, let me first introduce myself. Hello, people. My name is Nani. I'm the ladies' favorite glow up coach. I'm the founder of the Ladies of Elegance CEO Academy, which is an award-winning digital entrepreneurship charm school for ambitious female founders. Okay, to discover their
Ow,
super.
ow.
I know it's for them to discover their superpower, build 6 and 7 figure enterprises and polish their crown on autopilot. And the way that we do that is through social media monetization, sales funnels, automation, and manifestation. So my specialty is making you your money using social media. Okay, so especially Instagram and Facebook. All right, and then incorporating automation so that as you grow, if you're starting from ground zero, I help you get to 4 and 5 figures a month. So I've helped over 700 women to monetize their social media accounts, and dozens are making 4 and 5 figures a month off of what we teach, honey. So we do this thing. So with that being the case, if anybody is interested in working with me, I told y'all it's an application process, okay? So, so if you are interested, first off, I always give out free gems on Instagram. You can find me at LOE Academy. That's my Instagram handle. And then if you're interested in working one-on-one outside of the free gyms, then when you tap the link in the Instagram bio, what you do, I believe it's the second button, or you can go to, this is the link that you want to put in your comments, Jay. It's go.loeacademy.com/apply. And so
I
what
missed
I would
all that.
suggest,
Say it
okay,
again.
I'm gonna repeat it. go.loeacademy.com/apply. Okay. So that's where you would schedule what's known as a glow up call, where you're either going to be working with me or any one of my team members, where we're going to dissect and see exactly where you are in your business. We're going to see what
/ what? Look, I'm slow.
apply. APPLY apply. You're a mess.
No,
So
don't worry. I'm
we
terrible.
so what we do is we dissect, there you go. Thank you. No, go.loeacademy.com/apply.
Look, I'm fired.
No, it's all good. So, uh, so what we do is we look at, your gaps, exactly where you are. We look at the goals that you have, and only if it makes sense, because we'll actually talk real strategy to you. We'll tell you what you need to do in real time to get to your first 4 or 5 figure month, utilizing your social media, growing and scaling your business, and only if it makes sense for us to provide you with that roadmap to get you to your first or next 6 figures in business, we'll do it for you. Okay, so that's pretty much what that looks like. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate you. And I'm
Yeah,
here.
no
If y'all
doubt.
need some advice, I'm here. I'm dropping gems all night.
Yeah,
Yeah, dog. I'm about to
I
say you
might
done
have to pay
came
some
in,
service
took over,
for.
took over the live feed.
Hey,
I
look,
forgot what it came. Nah, that's what's up, man. That's definitely
I might need some services, man, because I got my little automotive shop going on, my detailing business going on, and it seems like social media outreach is a lot more than word of mouth these days.
yeah.
It really and truly is, but even more so, automation. And if you're in a position where you're already, because Jay, in your case, if you have 3 trucks, you're already bringing in 5 figures a month. You should not be physically trading time for money. And that's for any business owner that's out there. I don't know if you all have ever invested in, um, 4 figure programs, even 5 figure programs that kind of give you access to the resources and the community that's actually going to help you to say, okay, damn. So how are the 6 and the 7 and the 8 figure earners out here making it happen with the same 24 hours that everybody else does? You're delegating, you're automating, you're eliminating what's not working. You see what I'm saying? And you're working smarter and not harder. A lot of people, believe it or not, y'all, because especially for y'all who are in here who have never invested in coaching or anything like that before, believe it or not, this is what make the wealthy get wealthier. Okay, because they actually invest in coaching. They actually it's reported to give you anywhere between a 200 to 700% return on your your investment. So I don't care if it's with me or not. Make sure that you have a distinct mentor that you can go to receive regular training from that's already at where you're looking to be. So that's all I got. That's all I got.
No, you go ahead. I'm just fixing this. I spelled it wrong.
Yeah, tighten up,
Okay.
Jay.
I know, right?
I'm looking at the
I'm
comment section
terrible.
like, man, you inspired, sir.
They
Wait,
gonna be
let
like,
me
yo,
see if
they
I
an
can do
idiot.
it. I don't know if I can do it. Let me see.
You have
Go.
to.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
you
Let me
type the
see.
comment and I just pull it. I'm an
Okay.
idiot. I
Lord
don't got
have
no
mercy. Don't say that.
contracts.
Don't say that. I'm telling you, that's a self-limiting belief. If you believe you're an idiot, you will act like an idiot. But you're not an idiot. You're a full ass blown business owner. So you gotta walk like that. Okay, here we go. Go.loeacademy.com/apply. Um, okay, so that's what that is. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see it. I typed it in. I don't know if you can see it.
Did you put it in the comments?
I put it in. I've typed it somewhere. It says private chat. I probably okay.
Oh, okay.
Just
I,
copy it and paste it in the comments, and
there you go.
we'll be
I
good.
should be able to do that.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
I'm reading y'all's comments. Y'all are silly.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's
Okay,
funny
good.
because I'm sitting here debating whether or not if I should tell them how we know each other
High
because they
school. High
yeah
school. We went to
uh,
high school together, bro. And
yeah
you a grown ass man with kids now.
that's just crazy, right?
Insane.
Ninth
Insane. And
grade, man.
he
That's
knows my
crazy.
husband. I went
Uh,
to we all went to high school with my husband too. And we got me.
good old
I remember.
heritage.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Good old
Uh-huh.
heritage, boy. Ooh wee.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's wonderful to see you guys growing. So keep growing. Keep growing. Don't stop. Don't
I got
stop.
to look. You got to come back up here though. Like they gonna want more of you at this point. Cause my
Absolutely.
numbers
I'm
were
here.
like
Just
I had like 40 people in here, almost at 90 people. You started talking, so you gonna have to come
Ooh.
I'll
back.
bring the
Do
numbers,
some.
honey. I'll bring them
Yeah,
numbers.
I see.
Listen, listen. Me and
That was
Jay
up.
Rich, me and Jay Rich collaborated. I don't know what the hell that sound is. Me and Jay Rich collaborated a couple months back. She was one of my featured experts to my students. So she hosted. What the hell is that sound?
my working.
Oh, my bad. I'll get
Um,
off the line. My bad.
No, you
okay.
good.
uh,
We working over here.
oh, okay. I understand. I understand. But no, Jay Rich and I collaborated together. So she was one of my featured experts in my community a few months back, and so she hosts she hosted one of my master classes on building passive income in the trucking industry, and I helped her with the coaching aspect of her business. So she's making it happen, honey. Okay.
Yeah, Jay Rich she got a
So,
lot
so
going on, man.
are y'all primary focus is just in the trucking field, or just y'all all over with the social media?
As far as me,
Yeah.
social media period. I work with women who are in e-commerce. I work with women who have brick and mortar businesses, who are in food service, who are coaches, consultants, you name it, I work with them. So
So my
absolutely.
wife will have to contact you then. I'll
Hmm.
get her.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Kiara
Yeah,
could
she'll
use
dealing
you
with the
for
logistics.
her t-shirt business because her joint took off quick. Like I thought it was just gonna be something she do on the weekend. Nah, she work more than me now. The way them orders coming in, that joint be
You
crazy.
you'll
That's
be
awesome.
surprised, man. In this day and age, only thing it takes is a little bit of ambition and a little bit of drive, man. You can make anything take off these days, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely. We're in that
And,
age where, especially with the resources that we have available to us, the underdog is getting paid, honey.
yeah,
There's no
yeah.
excuse, y'all. There's no excuse as to why you're still working a 9 to 5 if you want something other than that. There's no excuse outside
No
of
yeah,
your
excuse.
own laziness. I'm sorry to tell you.
yeah,
Okay? It's a
yeah.
lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of dedication. It's a lot of discipline, and a lot of us don't want to do what it takes to get to a place where most people can't get to. You know,
But do
y'all,
you
I
do
was
you,
homeless in 2017, bro. I was
It's
home
it's a it's
me.
a
uh,
it's a lot of sacrifice. A lot of people think that you just get hit with the bed and got like this overnight. Like, nah, there's a lot of sacrifices that people just don't see. It's a lot
yeah,
of
man?
sacrifices.
What I was gonna ask you was, but with that same in that same vein, do you ever run into the issue where I kind of was just speaking on the other day? Too many chiefs, not enough Indians, where you have too many people who want to be your position to where you can't. it's hard to maintain maybe those positions that have to answer to you.
Do you mean as far as my employees are concerned?
Yeah, like do you ever run into the issue where you have too many people who want to be bosses and not enough people who want to be employees?
Not even a little bit. Not even a little
Mm,
bit. I write the checks, boo. Okay. And
right,
for that reason, and I don't want to come off as, arrogant or anything like that. It is my job. A great leader is somebody who can produce other leaders. Okay.
right,
And for me, I empower my employees to spearhead their departments. I tell them all the time because we meet up every Monday and every Friday. I tell them every single meeting without hesitation, I need y'all. I cannot do this without you all. And for that reason, they are just as involved and just as invested in the mission, as I am as the business
right,
owner. You know what I'm saying? And for
right,
that reason, there's mutual respect. When you have people who are in that area where there's too many chiefs and not enough Indians, there is no respect. And there is no respect because they see a kink in your armor, so to speak. They see a sense of weakness in you as a leader. Are you the kind of leader that enables them to kind of take the reins in their role and to trust them to do a really good job at what they do? Mind you, because you already got the paperwork. Okay,
right, right,
you've already given them all the parameters. Okay, of what their role entails. So you're giving them the tools, you're giving them the motivation to be able to get out here and just freaking flourish. I know in my case, 100% of my employees are also business owners. Okay, they're
okay,
also business owners, so they appreciate the coaching, the one-on-one help that they get from me outside of the roles that they play on their own. I'm more invested in the lives that we're changing than the money that we're making. You know what I'm saying? And
right,
for that reason, every single one of my employees is on board with that. There's yes mans and no mans, and for both ways, both
right,
ways.
right.
There's a lot of mutual respect there, and I'm very no nonsense. So if there's just the slightest issue, I catch it quick, and I very, very rarely miss anything. But I'm very cordial with it,
Right,
so
right.
they still feel supported.
So I got another question. So one of the issues that I see a lot of in trucking specifically is a lot of, let's say, new business owners um, come into the industry and they are attempting different things, whether it's lease operator or leasing on to. They do a lot of different things that the older generational truckers don't like. Like they prefer cash trucks over lease trucks. So from your perspective, what advice would you give a new business owner that may be feeling pressure from the older, more established business owners who may be trying to veer them off their path?
Well, I'm going to go back to what I mentioned a little bit earlier. Getting or looking out here in the market. And here's one thing that's going to help also, because we've received, I can't tell you, countless advice from people who are in truck and people who are retired from truck. And I mean, you're there. You've
Yeah,
heard it, you've seen it, you know the kind of information that's out there.
right,
My husband has been he's hauled sand. He has been in flatbed, and he's also in dry van and reefer. You know what I'm saying? And
right,
so just those different facets and those different aspects, everybody, just like you said a little bit earlier, everybody got their 2 cents. But at the end of the day, my focus is going to be on is what is somebody doing where I want to be. I have a concrete vision for where I want to be, or for where we want our business to be, right? Who's doing that, and how can I get mentored by that person? That's
right,
pretty much all it boils down to. Screw the noise, y'all. Screw the noise, okay? Because the
right,
no, the second you get caught up in the gray area, you will fail in your business. I'm telling you. You have to stay focused. You have to have a goal in mind, and with that goal, you have to have an example, somebody that you can look and say, "Wow, that person is where I'm looking to be. How can I get mentored by that person?" Okay, so
right,
that's the energy that you need to have going in there. Don't get blindsided by the opinions of whatever. I remember my father told me, when you pay attention, listen to what older people say because they've been where you've been, and they help you avoid a lot of mistakes. But you also take what you need and leave the rest. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that kind of thing. It's like, okay, this I thought this little piece was really valuable. That piece sounded a little crazy, so I'm gonna put that in my back pocket, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep it
Yeah.
moving, and I'm gonna keep it moving. So that's essentially, how you would move forward with that. That's how I would suggest you move forward with that.
Okay. All right. You got any other questions, Mark? Oh, he gone.
Ah!
I'm all out of here. But hey, look, I appreciate you coming through. You came and set the joint on fire. And I don't got
Absolutely.
nothing now. I don't know how to follow that up.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, just
So
let me know because I know you and him, you and Sagiv are on. I don't know if y'all message Facebook, whatever the case may be.
yeah,
But we
all over.
see
Yeah,
you. We
yeah.
see you. We
Hey man, I
see
ain't doing
you.
nothing. Hey man, I'm alright. I'm
We see the
alright.
glow up. We see the glow
Yeah,
up.
yeah. You put my business out there talking about some. Yeah, he make 5 figures a month. Man, God, don't tell
No,
everybody that.
I figured that because it only makes sense. It only makes sense if you
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
fleet. You know what I'm saying? It only makes sense.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I do
So
okay. I do okay, man. You know, I pay the
absolutely.
bills.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's just it's like when you get to that point for anybody who is aspiring to own a fleet or even have a business, when you get to that point where you can no longer just very easily manage your own money, you're managing other people's money too. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's
That's where
pressure.
yeah, that's where
Yeah,
you have to get that professional help. You got to start to delegate. You have to start to delegate, whether it's through a resource, like if there's somebody that you can either hire or if there's um a not a broker per se, but kind of a
where where
broker is
where
kind of the idea that I'm having. Hmm?
where are you at with family with that? Like how do you feel about in court? Because that's something that I'm really struggling with because I'm afraid because I'm just afraid. But if I'm being honest, the dream that I have as far as my trucking business is I really want to incorporate my family into it, whether it's, having them as drivers, having them as in the office. But at the same time, we all have issues with our families. We don't got to speak on it here. So it's like I'm trying to find that place where do I just say, you know what, bygones, bygones, we family, we blood. If I'm gonna do this with
Hell
anybody,
no,
you know what
hell
I'm saying?
no.
So
I'm here to tell you. I'm gonna be the first person to tell you. I'm gonna be the first person to tell you. Your family be the first people to screw you over.
yeah,
Okay,
and
your
I know
family.
that, and I be trying to, you know what I'm saying? It's tough, man.
People show you who they are. Do not ignore it. Do not ignore it. When people show you who they are, do not ignore it. And
Yeah,
the no matter what, listen, we already know y'all talk is cheap, right? Talk is cheap. It's the actions that make the biggest difference. And if the pattern of your actions tell me that I cannot trust you, if the pattern of your actions tell me that I'll get screwed over if I give you an opportunity, I will love you, but I will love you from a distance,
yeah,
okay?
because it's
So
too much
that's
to lose at this point. This
absolutely. You
ain't
just
no lemonade stand, you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely. You cannot play game
this,
when it comes to other people's money. There's no way in
yeah,
the world. Like I know my husband. I know he's bad with money. I love him, but I know he's bad with money. You know what I'm saying? And so for that reason, I know that I would never in a million years say, "All right, babe, well, my people need to get paid this Friday. Can you operate the books? I'll teach you. I'll teach you how to
hey,
operate the books.
hey,
I have the standard
Kiera, do my
operating procedures.
payroll.
I have the standard operating procedures right on over here. Just follow these steps. There's no way on God's green earth I will give that responsibility over to somebody when I know, because you know your family very intimately. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
know your family to a
very
certain
much
degree. And a
so.
lot a lot of times your family are going to be the first people to show that jealousy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, already
Yeah.
then. It's
Yeah.
it's
So
crazy.
don't, yeah, a lot of times it's best to go with perfect strangers because perfect strangers will be the very first foundation of establishing that respect. When people know you too well, what's the famous saying? Familiarity breeds contempt. When people get
Mhm.
too comfortable with you, when people know you, they know your flaws, they know, your ins and outs, they know what's going on in here. They've known you before the business. That is a recipe for disaster because they're gonna be like, nigga what, nigga who, you doing what,
Yeah,
you telling me to do what, I ain't doing a
yeah,
cotton picking thing.
yeah,
And now you looking crazy because you have a business to run and they're not as invested in the success of your business as you are. So
yeah.
I would suggest that you go with range, honey. That's the reason why you pay the money to hire the people who are gonna
Yeah,
make it
and
freaking
that's
happen.
what I see a lot of drivers try to avoid paying the money, but it bite them bad, man.
It does. Yeah, it does.
It bite
No,
them
don't
bad.
be
It be
afraid. That's the
yeah.
difference. Remember those 7-figure and those 8-figure earners. That's the difference. You cannot be afraid to invest in your business. My husband still to this day. He afraid to spend $300 on a new phone. I'm like, baby, listen, your phone
Yeah,
is clunking. Now you need a new phone, honey. Come on now.
yeah.
I'll
I
I'll
know.
spend $400, $500 quick, quick,
Yeah,
because
write it right off.
I've spent $10,000 plus on programs that literally help me get to 6 figures. Okay. So
Right.
when you see things as investments instead of expenses, that's also a mindset shift. And as a trucker, as a business owner, as a fleet owner, you cannot afford to operate from that limited standpoint, if that makes sense. If you say, okay,
Right.
like for example, you were mentioning a little bit earlier, you spent 15K on, repairs and within a 3 day time span. But if you see it in a way where if I spend this 15K, that's going to guarantee me 25K for, within the
Yeah.
next 30 days. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's a
Yeah.
completely, you see it differently. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You definitely gotta like one thing I already kind of knew I was gonna have to, but very much so like just broaden my like one of my a former friend of mine used to always tell me that I wasn't never looking at the big picture. And as I've entered into this fleet owner journey, those words just are like embedded in my head now because everything is just like if I look at it from this angle, it's like okay, cool. But if I open up the big picture, it's like okay, wait a minute, I got to change the whole way I was gonna do this because this would be cool this week and next week, but 5 weeks from now, this could blow up my face. You know what I mean? So, and it's funny because that's kind of what happened with this driver that just quit on me. It was so many red flags and so many things, and it was like, man, whatever. He drove the truck this week. I'm just trying to make this money, but it blew up on me because he quit on me, and just now I
Yeah.
had to replace him regardless. You know what I mean? So it's a learning curve for sure. I mean, I don't want to say that I'm winging it, but it's definitely a lot that I wish I would have known before I got to this point. But
But
I'm
it's
not mad because I
okay
don't
because
think I'm doing bad.
yeah, because right, a lot of times as a business owner, it's 80% fear. To be honest with you, it's 80% fear. But the difference is that you cannot let that fear prevent you from moving forward. I tell my team all the time, we're building the plane while we're flying, y'all. Like, there's some
Right.
days I'm just like, oh Jesus Christ, I gotta plan this and do that. We got this course going on. We got this sale, this challenge, all kinds of stuff going on. But then we look back and we made 6 figures in 7 months, bro. You feel me?
Well, you won't flex on me, but God,
We ain't
dog,
playing
man.
it. We ain't playing them game. I share the screenshots, baby. I share the screenshots. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of hard work, but at the same time, I'm just like, okay, all right. So we're gonna move this piece here, and we're gonna move this piece here, and I'm gonna take these actions today. And quite literally, the accumulation of all those small actions that you take every single day get to that success where you can look back and go, oh my God, I have a fleet now. I have 3 people who are legitimately working for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that's a huge milestone. That's a huge accomplishment. And that's not something that you want to kind of overlook and say, well, I wish this and I wish this would have happened and I don't have this. That ain't the focus, boo. That ain't the focus. The
Right.
focus is on how much you have accomplished now so you can continue the momentum of doing more. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Okay.
that's yeah, that's the focus. I'm telling. It starts with the mindset. It really and truly does. And that's I think one of the biggest things that I notice with the women that I work with is that we have so many freaking self-limiting beliefs. A lot of us
Mm,
procrastinate, a lot of us go through overwhelm, a lot of us go through superwoman syndrome where we're taking care of everything and everybody else so much to the point where we neglect our own self-care. We deal with imposter syndrome where we're thinking, "Oh, well, I'm not qualified enough or I don't have this degree or I don't have enough years of experience." I'm like, damn, all you need to do is be an enthusiast and stay consistent, and that's what makes you an expert. Like, do you not realize this? No, a lot of
right.
people don't. A lot of people don't. All you need is the excitement. All you need is the passion, and everything else will work itself out. Like, what are you doing? So
Right.
it's
Why do
crazy
you think people do that to themselves? Like we
because they
so quick
compare.
to.
Because they
Mm,
compare. Because they compare. They're like, I see Gina G, and I see this person and that person doing A, B, and C, and I'm not there yet. Therefore, I'm not ready, therefore I won't start. You see what I'm saying? And
Right.
it's just like a never ending cycle. So I have to smack some of my sisters upside the head sometimes spiritually, like, sis, get out your head, get out your head, get
Right.
out your
For
head,
sure.
and then give them the roadmap, give them the accountability, and give them the motivation. And a lot of them shock themselves. Like, I know there was one woman who sent me a screenshot of her income within the last, I think it was 4 months. She's been with us 4 months, and she worked. She gained maybe 2,600 new followers, and she made like 21,000. I was like, look at you, look
Damn.
at you, look at
That's crazy.
you, you
Yeah.
know.
Y'all
Or
over there
another.
making some money, boy. God, I'm like,
Absolutely. 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 It's a lot of work, but like I said, when you have the advantage of working with somebody who's been there, who can prevent you from making all the mistakes and just
mm-hmm.
literally hand you the roadmap and say, "All right, make it happen." And now that you're making it happen, I'm gonna check in on you to see just how much you got done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot of moving pieces,
It,
but
it it's a lot to think about because I'm over here now just like, well, I got some homework. I got some things to do. I got to get these contracts, I guess, drawn up and hmm. Appreciate the fire. Lighting the fire
absolutely.
under me, you know what I mean? But
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely next time I go live and anytime I'm speaking business wise, you for sure can get the link. I'm gonna send a link right to your Instagram. Like, hey, come
Yes,
through.
please
And
do.
we
Cause I
chop it up
listen,
like this.
I stay super super busy. So just let me know the schedule. Like, let me know the date and the time, so
Okay.
I can make the arrangements in advance. Okay. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
that's how we're
I
gonna work
got
that
you.
out.
I appreciate you coming
Okay.
through.
Yes, thank you guys. I appreciate the convo.
All right. Go. All right, y'all. I'm finna get up off here. That was a great conversation. I actually learned a lot. Like that's what YouTube's supposed to be about. And obviously, what time is it? Yeah, I've been up here almost hour and a half, so I only want to do an hour. But what's that say? Y'all, please don't be green. Green. What you mean? Don't be green? I don't know what that means. But anyways, I learned a lot, man. I definitely see that if I, 'cause I like to admit my mistakes. I see it seems like the small things in the beginning of this that I chose to ignore in regards to the contract or having some things, previously established that I didn't think would be, super huge deals. You know, they are. You know what I mean? And again, man, I'm not perfect. I'm never gonna be perfect. I'm here to learn. I'm here to get better. And I think that I can honestly say in this live feed, appreciate Mob and appreciate my sister coming through. Um, for enlightening me on some things and not scolding me for it. You know what I mean? That's always nice, right? When a respectable person can tell you something and give it to you straight and they ain't gotta degrade you. They ain't gotta talk about you. They ain't gotta call you an idiot. They just be like, hey brother, you just need to change this, that. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that and appreciate everybody in the comments. Like I told y'all before, man, moving forward, I'm really hoping this is going to be the wave of my channel. Um, and I'm going to make sure that it is, you know what I mean? Trying to have more different business minded people up here, whether trucking or otherwise, man. We just trying to grow together, get this money, get this bag, and do what we're supposed to do. That's all there is to it, man. You don't have to do drama to have good content. You don't have to throw shots at nobody. I don't think I said a subliminal this entire live feed. It can be done. You can produce good content without the bullshit, and that's what I'm going to continue to do, and get better as a fleet owner in the process, as a business owner. You know what I mean? Admit my faults, fix them, get better. That's what it's about, man. That's life. That's how my whole journey has been. You make mistakes, you admit them, you learn from them, you talk to people, and you take the take it and move forward. So that's all I got for y'all tonight, though. Appreciate everybody that's been in here the whole time. People that's come and gone. I don't know when my next live feed will be. Hey, bro, this was a good live. I appreciate that. Make sure y'all go support her her channel right there. The Go lowacademy.com, or follow her on Instagram. Make sure y'all get her some likes, all that. And let me make sure. Good healthy, keep healthy, Jay. Keep evolving, world life. Appreciate that. As always, y'all know the vibes, man. Stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. God Family Trucking. And you know the saying, man. Time is money. Make sure you spending it well, man. I'll check y'all next time.